Hello, everybody, and welcome back to GameBreakr. We are at the Game Developers Conference 2010 here in beautiful San Francisco, California. Sitting with me now is Niels Henning from Big Point. Niels, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks too for inviting me.
Let me get this over to you.
Yeah.
There you go. You're good.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. So explain to me, what does Big Point do? Tell me about yourself.
We create free-to-play, massively multiplayer games that you can just run out of the browser, no download, no installation, with a business model of item selling, free-to-play, and a small but important part of our users is spending money.
Absolutely. Okay. So browser-based MMOs, it seems like a huge trend here at GDC that this is really big, that the MMO online world space is moving into the browser-based world. What kind of benefits do you see in that? I mean, with deployment, things like that, it's a lot different than the traditional MMO.
Absolutely, but we see the key advantages is if you want to play a game, you can play a game wherever you are. You just need to be online. So if you're sitting in the university, if you're sitting in the internet cafe, if you're sitting at work, at home, wherever you have an online connection, you just enter the game. You don't need any kind of administrator rights. You just open the browser and start playing and meet your friends over there.
And we're not talking about like, this is not really MMO light. These aren't like really stripped back games. The MMO games that are being created now in browsers, I think, are becoming really robust. The graphics are really amazing.
Absolutely. It was really accelerating within the last, I would say, 3 to 4 years. In the beginning, these games were very static, PHP front end, MySQL database. So someone who doesn't know these games would have said it's a website, it's not a game.
Right.
But if you have a look nowadays at these games, they're running in 3D, they're running out of the browser, so you can really compare the quality of the games with a PlayStation 2 a couple of years ago.
Right. And now, I know Big Point has had dropped a big bomb of news here on GDC, came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And when we saw it about 2 days ago, we were like, where did this come from? And that is, you've announced Battlestar Galactica Online. Tell me about this.
Absolutely. We're working very close with NBC Universal. The Peacock Fund is one of our shareholders. And you find our games already integrated on Sci-Fi and USA Networks and others. And we always were thinking about how can we really work close together. I mean, distribution is one thing, but definitely Universal has a great set of IP. And we were picking out one of the best ones.
I was going to say, could you get a better IP to work with?
And it's in fact Battlestar Galactica. And what's really important, and I think we announced it and we brought it to the point, it's not just a game that we create and we put a brand on it. It's really Battlestar Galactica, really close to the format, and all the Battlestar Galactica fans will identify the game, will see, okay, it's really the game suitable to the format.
Okay, what can you tell me about the game? Like what the game?
Huge secret.
Huge secret?
I can only tell you so far. The whole game is running in 3D,
okay,
and it's based on the Unity platform.
I've been hearing a lot about the Unity platform.
That means you will have real combats inside of the game. You will access the game at a certain point. You can play it from different devices, so starting from your computer, different operating system, Linux, Apple, Windows, whatever you have on your computer.
Okay.
You can also play the game out of mobile devices. So just imagine you're sitting in the cab and you're going to meet some friends. They're still sitting on a computer and you start playing already the game.
So you're telling me that, and this is a third-person MMO style? Is that?
That's right. Yeah.
Are you saying that I'm going to be playing this on an iPhone?
That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Really? So this may be the first.
That's a future for us. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I'm something I've been waiting forever. I mean, it seems like it's possible now with things like Unity Engine that like the graphics are there, the technology's there. Yeah. Is there any kind of limitation in the connectivity space when you try to go to a mobile on an MMO, because so much of it is latency and...
We develop, and I think that's one of our core assets, that we were developing these games, that you can play these games not only with high-end computers, high-end internet connections. When you take the iPhone to have a good gameplay, you should have either a normal 3G connection or a Wi-Fi connection, and you are in. But you don't need the absolute high speed. Just a normal DSL connection is enough.
And what kind of it's third person? I'm guessing ground based.
I see.
We read something about a little bit of space combat, Twitch based as well. Mm-hmm. Is that so? It's ground and space.
That's right. It's ground and space. You have your station. You get some missions, and But we really, when you see Battlestar, we took a lot of elements and a lot of parallels. So what you see passive on the screen, you can really actively play then in the game.
And is it what era of Battlestar is this? I think I read something about this. Is this the current? What is there a segment of the Battlestar IP that this is like? What's the setting in?
It's a current one. Yeah.
It's the current one.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of release date?
Release date is between August and September this year. Mm-hmm.
That's super soon.
That's super. We are already in development for a long time.
I'm sure you have been. You've been building this thing obviously for a long time. So I'm saying the news came out. It was just like out of nowhere. It's like, wow, they've been working on this for a while. Any other integration of things like voice, social networking, any kind of that stuff being pulled into there as well?
With Battlestar, I don't know it, but definitely we go the way because we believe voice is important, and that's in fact, if you have a look at the space in general, you have the big console games, fantastic by graphics, no questions, but they're all lacking in community aspects. And a big thing about a community from our point of view is voice as well.
Right. Yeah, and this it all ties into because I've been a big MMO player for a long time. And I've been waiting for the day that I want to take my MMO everywhere. The MMO mentality is kind of a hobbyist mentality where when you get into an IP and you get into a game, you kind of want it to travel with you. And this is like, we're pushing forward. Every time I come to another conference and see what's going on and talk to smart people, it seems like it's going more and more where it's going to be with me everywhere. And that's amazing. It's really inspiring that I'm going to be able to play it on my laptop, my home computer, pull out my iPhone, check this. That's super cool.
We believe very much in the convenience of the user, you know. If you think about it, you're sitting at home and you need to block all the things and your console and you need to go to GameStop, buy a game.
Right.
So everything is such a hassle. In fact, you just want to play.
Just go to a browser. And
Absolutely.
Boom, you're up and playing. Anything else on Big Point you want to tell me about? Any other new exciting stuff going on there?
Maybe you heard about it. We opened up our studio over here. Our CEO and founder, Heiko, he just moved to San Francisco, and we really want to give us right now a US presence. We have American shareholders inside of the company. It's our fastest growing market, and we are very happy to be here.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Nils.
Thank you, too.
Can't wait to see it. Big Point.
Absolutely.
Battlestar Galactica Online, one of the biggest stories that dropped so far at GDC, definitely. Okay. So we're all looking forward to this. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, too, for inviting me.